The rise and fall of Tim Westwood. From the vicar's son to the king of the sound systems. You know what's mad, yeah? Some stories start in the ends, in the estates, rough upbringing, hard graft, but this one starts in a bloody vicarage. Timothy Westwood, born October the 3rd, 1957, in Lowestoft, Suffolk. His old man was the Reverend Bill Westwood, a Church of England bishop, right? So not exactly street. Not the story you'd expect from the bloke who later became the face of UK hip-hop.
I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Say trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Now young Tim moves to Norwich when he's about 8. Dyslexic, struggles in school, fair play. That can't have been easy for him. But while the classroom didn't click, the music did. He got hooked on sound systems, the Jamaican ones that turned every block into a party. The bass, the energy, the mic control. He saw that and thought, that is it. That's the life. And by the late 70s, early 80s, he is knee-deep in the underground scene. Pirate radios, late nights, dodgy aerials, no license, proper DIY culture.
Well, I'm a club DJ specialising in rap music and have done for the last 5-6 years. Do some radio as well, do some rap shows on some pirate stations in London. Plus I've also produced a couple of rap records and various other things. And about 5 or 6 years ago, a whole underground scene started in London and other cities throughout the country. And rap evolved through a series of records, through people getting together, becoming graffiti artists, break dancers, body poppers, rappers and scratch mix DJs. And over the last few years, a whole rap scene, a whole big hip-hop scene has emerged in this country.
He was one of the first to push hip-hop on British radio, when most people didn't even know what hip-hop was. And that's where he finds his lane. He's not just playing records, he's building culture. Love him or hate him, you can't take that away from him. Capital, BBC, and the Big Dog era. By 1987, Westwood's hard graft pays off. He lands on Capital FM, a proper mainstream radio show. Then in 94, he makes the big jump to BBC Radio 1. That was massive for UK hip-hop.
Yo, we are live on BBC 2. Welcome to the Radio 1 Rap Show. This is how Radio 1 get down in the 9-7.
Think about it. Back then, the BBC rarely touched his stuff. But Tim Westwood, he made it his territory. You had rappers from the States, Biggie, Tupac, Nas, Eminem, all sitting in that studio chatting to this tall, white, middle-aged bloke from Norwich, calling him Big Dog. He was part of the furniture in hip-hop culture. He hosted Pimp My Ride UK, smash club shows, toured everywhere.
And my dealers walk through country doors and roll all kind of steel floors. I stepped on stage and I ain't on the
The youth looked up to him, especially the black British artists coming through. For them, he was the one guy who give them airplay, give them a voice.
UK rap doesn't get much love on the radio or on the TV, so grateful of this opportunity for you to come up and do your thing for real, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Big up all the UK artists representing and putting in the work. Mad love for all the UK rap artists for real.
Tim Westwood wasn't just a DJ, he was the gatekeeper. If he liked you, your career could take off. If he didn't, good luck getting heard. That power, that influence, it's intoxicating. And sometimes when people have that much control, they forget what responsibility looks like.
But I think blonde looks nice with the skin tone.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. And with the roots as well, it's ringing off.
Thank you.
So what type of weave do you like best?
Weave?
Lace front? How many inches do you like? I'm talking weave, girl. Please, please.
Well, it really depends. You know, I think I look real sexy and slutty with 40 inches of hair.
Oh, my days. When it touches the butt, that
Yeah,
is
when it touches
so
the butt.
thotty, baby.
Yeah, baby. Guys like that.
I love that. I've brought a lot of hair in my time. Trust me.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Girls always lean into a white guy for hair. Always.
Always?
Yeah, you probably don't even know about those things.
Do you have a lot of, do you have sex with like a lot of like, you know, like girls?
Not as much as I'd like to. But hey, you're here now, so we could rectify that.
Whoa.
Calm down.
The culture and the whispers. Now, around this time, late 2000s, early 2010s, people start talking. Not headlines, not front pages, but whispers. Stories about Westwood's behaviour off the mic. Now, let's be clear. A lot of this was speculation at first. People in the scene saying he likes young women, that he'd use his position to impress, to invite girls backstage, to after parties. Nothing proven, nothing public. But if you were around, you'd hear people say, that's just Westwood being Westwood. And that's why I start to feel the anger, because that line, that's just how he is. That's how people get away with stuff. The man had power, access, reputation. And if you're a young fan, maybe 17, maybe 20, the big man from Radio 1 says, come through, I'll help you out. You trust that. You think he's legit. But power, when unchecked, can turn ugly real quick. The beginning of the fall. Fast forward to 2022. The whispers become a roar. April 26th, The Guardian and the BBC News drop a joint investigation. 7 women come forward. They accuse Tim Westwood of sexual misconduct, predatory behaviour and abuse of power.
Now that I'm older, realised that it was grooming and predatory. But at that time, you didn't want the shame because, you know, I'll get the blame, not him. I'll get the blame because I'm no one. So I just kept quiet because then you won't get pointed and looked at, oh yeah, that's the girl that accused Tim of sexually abusing her when she was underage.
It was these stories from 18 black women who came forward in 2022 to detail what they described as unwanted predatory sexual behaviour and touching against the former BBC Radio 1 DJ Tim Westwood that triggered this report.
Some say he groped them, others say he used his influence to take advantage of them when they were young. Some as young as 14 or 15. And let's be crystal clear, these are allegations, not convictions. But when 7 women come forward in one investigation, you've got to stop and listen.
In this explosive documentary, 6 women spoke out about their experiences for the first time, claiming he misused his powerful position in the music industry to take advantage of them.
Westwood, for his part, denied everything. He said he'd never done anything inappropriate or anything criminal.
Why do you think it's okay to harass and sexually assault black women? Why do you think it's always been okay to sexually assault black women?
Please.
Do you think we're not worth it? Don't call me baby. Don't call me baby.
It's all false allegations.
Okay, can you explain why it's false allegations?
It is all false allegations.
Tim Westwood.
I've never done that.
You've never done that?
Never done that.
So where did them stories come from then?
They're all false allegations.
False allegations?
Period.
So they were lying?
Period.
Yeah?
And I will prove that.
So when are you going to prove it?
As soon as I get my opportunity and trust, I'm ready.
Because haven't you been arrested recently?
No, I haven't been arrested, please. Allow it.
Don't allow me, bruv.
Allow it.
Yeah? So you didn't do it then?
I don't necessarily think that he's a mad like PDF file, like he's like a Jimmy Savile, and I can't say if he is, and I mean, I'd like to think he isn't because I'd rather not have them people out there. But I'll tell you the truth, you know he's an old bloke.
Yeah.
And it's just creepy. Like, that rumour follows you wherever you go. I don't care who you are in the industry. You know Tim Westwood's synonymous with seediness. You've seen him on stage. There's literally footage of him on stage, like daggering like young black chicks. And he's 60, bro.
It's wild, though.
He was alive before they were even born.
But the BBC, who'd worked with him for nearly 20 years, suddenly had to face some hard questions. How did no one see this? How did no one stop it? Because as it turns out, complaints had been made before. And the BBC later admitted they missed chances to investigate. It's not a rumour, that's in their own report.
The BBC has issued an apology saying it fell short and failed people after an independent review into allegations against the DJ Tim Westwood found evidence of bullying and misogynistic behaviour. The report was commissioned in 2022 when 18 women made allegations of predatory and unwanted sexual behaviour, all strongly denied by Tim Westwood. The findings reveal there were several occasions when the BBC missed opportunities that might have led to action.
The investigations and more allegations. So after that first bombshell, more people come forward. By the summer of 2022, there's over a dozen women accusing him of inappropriate or predatory behaviour, spanning decades, from the 80s through to the 2010s. Now again, this is all alleged. but it triggered something serious. The Met Police opened an investigation into non-recent sexual offences. They looked at claims from 1982 all the way up to 2016. And then in 2025, the BBC released an independent inquiry led by barrister Gemma White, KC. That report was 170 odd pages long and found 22 allegations of sexual misconduct from members of the public. It also found that inside the BBC, staff said Westwood was a nightmare to work with, he was arrogant, dismissive, even bullying. It painted a picture of a man who'd built a kingdom and ruled it without oversight. And that's the key here, oversight. You give someone fame, a brand, and 20 years of being told they're untouchable, and eventually they start to believe it. Charges and consequences. Then comes the moment where everything turned. October 2025, after years of investigation, the Crown Prosecution Service announced that Tim Westwood had been charged with multiple serious offences, including 4 counts of rape, 9 counts of indecent assault, and 2 counts of sexual assault.
It has just landed today that former Radio 1 DJ Tim Westwood has been charged with 4 counts of the R word. If you know hip-hop, if you know the UK hip-hop scene, you'll know that Tim Westwood was probably the top DJ. He was influential to the whole UK music scene, but now these allegations have apparently led to actual charges. There'd been all these rumours for years. Some people didn't believe it, some people did.
Tim Westwood preyed on black women, bro. Like, he was a predator. All these years of investigation, The Guardian, the BBC doing investigation. I know Tim Westwood personally, and as soon as I heard this, unfollow. He's a big part of music culture around the world.
7 women, incidents said to span more than 30 years from 1983 to 2016. Now, these are charges, not convictions. He's due in court and he still maintains his innocence.
Charges relate to 7 women, and what's really crazy is just how far back they're going with this stuff, man. So they're spanning from 1983 all the way up to 2016.
But even getting to that stage, after decades of whispers, complaints, and missed warnings, is a turning point. Because the question isn't just about him anymore. It's about how the system let him get away with it for so long. A broken trust. Here's the bit that really hits me. When you've got someone in that position, someone who's the face of a movement, people trust you. They look up to you. You're meant to open doors, not take advantage. And for all the good that Tim Westwood did in promoting hip-hop, that legacy, regardless of the outcome, is now stained. He helped bring the culture to the mainstream.
Whatever you do in the dark always comes to light. This is some nonce stuff, like some paedophilia stuff. Doesn't matter about people being over this age. My man's 68 years old. You might as well put his picture next to Jimmy Savile. You get me? My man died and then we found out all the madness. You get me?
Yeah, credit where it's due. But now, for every person he helped, there's someone who says he hurt them. And that's a tragedy for the victims, if what they say is true, for the scene which looked up to him, and for the culture which doesn't deserve that shadow hanging over it. The lessons and the legacy. Look, I've been around long enough to see people rise, crash and burn, but this one is different because Westwood wasn't just some flash in the pan celebrity. He was part of the structure. He built his whole identity around being the big dog, the authority, the tastemaster. And when someone like that goes down, it forces everyone to look in the mirror. How many people knew something wasn't right but said nothing? How many turned a blind eye because the ratings were good or because his name was too big? That's the bit that gets me. The industry is full of people who talk about loyalty and culture, but when it's time to protect people, everyone goes quiet. We can't keep letting power hide behind fame. That's what this story is really about. The fall. So here we are. Tim Westwood, once the biggest DJ in UK hip-hop, now facing court on multiple charges of rape and sexual assault. His shows are gone, his reputation's in tatters, and a generation of fans are all left questioning who they were really listening to. No matter how this trial ends, his career's done. That era's finished, and the damage, well, it's already been done. To reputations, to trust, to the culture he helped build. You know what? When I think about all this, about Westwood, about the people who stayed silent, about the women who finally spoke, I feel angry, proper angry. Because if this is true, this should never take this long for for the truth to come out. It shouldn't take 2 decades of whispers and rumours for someone to finally be held accountable, even if it's just to face the allegations made in court. This isn't about hating a man, it's about demanding better from the people who hold the mic, who shape the culture, who've been given the privilege of power. Tim Westwood rose higher than most ever will, but it's how you handle that height of fame that defines you. And when that fall came, it came hard. If there's one lesson here, it's this: power without respect is poison. And when you abuse that power, the culture will eventually turn its back on you. I'm Terry Stone, and that's the rise and fall of Tim Westwood. A story about music, about fame, and the cost of forgetting what trust really means. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode, and if you made it this far, drop us a comment below, justice. Thank you for watching. Make sure you're liking, make sure you're subscribing, and we'll keep you up to date with all the developments of this case, and we will see you on the other side.